All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, so Michael Sweet is a little upset about this top 20 drummers list that includes Dave Grohl. I'll get into that. And this goes along with all of the videos I've done about why is Dave Grohl the most popular rock musician today? He just is. He's he's everywhere. He's talked about. If Mojo Nixon were still alive, he'd want to change his signature song from Elvis is everywhere to Dave Grohl is everywhere because it's the same kind of stuff. Um, anyway, I've been promoting this because it's really good and it's different. It's almost bizarre, but it's not. You have to go listen to it to figure out what I'm talking about. It's a never ending John's dream. Okay. And I picked this up about a week ago, and it's just a phenomenal album. It was stuck in my CD player for a few days, and it's now here. Coming Back to Paradise. And if you like progressive rock, unpredictable progressive rock with all kinds of twists and turns, this is it. It doesn't really sound like anything else you've ever heard, but there are influences for sure on here. This is a band from Barcelona. All right. So it's not going to get a lot of airplay here in the United States. It's not even going to be on anyone's radar. And thus, this is why I've decided to give it a few plugs on the platform. So, Michael Sweet, let me do a little screen share here. This article. Michael Sweet blasts best metal drummers list. Robert Sweet is missing, but Dave Grohl is number 10. So his brother Robert is not on this list. I never hear anything about Robert Sweet. Never, right? But apparently Michael has had enough and he wants to tell folks that maybe putting Dave Grohl on this list is not a good idea. Look, I've been noticing that Dave Grohl fanboy network, it's unbelievable. It's every website, whether it's classic rock, whether it's hard rock, whether it's adult contemporary stuff, it's Dave Grohl 24/7. There's too much Dave Grohl. So Striper's Michael Sweet recently reacted to Loudwire's best metal drummers list. Now, as soon as you put out a best list, like Rolling Stone does their best guitarist thing, and man, did they get destroyed. And they deserve to be destroyed. But what's happening is some of the things that we thought were going to be permanent, right? Some of the drummers that we really love and respect, they're not to be found on certain lists. And again, they're saying hard rock and metal. Okay, this is their list. I have one that I would add and take off whoever from this list, but you can see the list. I'm going to get to it. So anyway, this singer took to Instagram to share the names of the 20 drummers that made it to the list. He tagged Loudwire both on the post and the caption and said his brother, also the drummer of Striper, was missing from the list. He wrote, "You forgot one of the best drummers of all time, Loudwire. His name is Robert Sweet." He also explained why he should be the 21st drummer on the list. Make it a top 21 list and put him at number 21. He was known for having 21 drums and 21 cymbals. In all seriousness, he deserves to be on the list easily. So a lot of people agreed with Michael Sweet, who is still in Striper, by the way, and people love Michael Sweet. I don't love Michael Sweet as much as the people who have followed Striper since the 1980s. And I was there at the very beginning. I did hear the uniqueness of that band, though, especially back in the day. Now they're kind of morphing into more of a generic rock band, but they do sound pretty good for everybody's age. Anyway, 350 people commented on the post. Most of the comments, of course, are just so people can wave their hand and say, "Look at me, I'm over here." But I get it. People want to put in their 2 cents worth. This is an article, so you may disagree with an article and you may want to tell people how you feel. Any drum list that doesn't include Brian Tichy and Ian Pace is kind of ridiculous. And Lars, too, should be there. Kind of agree. One said even David Grohl wouldn't approve of his place on the list. I don't know. Dave doesn't seem to mind that he's everywhere. Dave Grohl at number 10. Even Dave Grohl disagrees with this. Hopefully he does. Another named many other drummers that are missing from the list. Not only did they omit your brother, but they also forgot Ainsley Dunbar. Great drummer, huh? Cozy Powell, Dean Castronovo. Yeah, my buddy Dean. He should be on there, right? But is Journey hard rock enough? Although Dean's been in a bunch of other things. He was in the Dead Daisies for a while. Sure. Dean should be in there. Tommy Aldridge and Will Hunt. Dave Grohl is an average drummer. So here's the list, right? So they got John Bonham, Keith Moon, Neil Peart. Gotta make sure I say Neil's name correctly. Dave Lombardo, Danny Carey, Ginger Baker at number 6. Number 6. I'm sorry. Ginger Baker. You know what? I put Ginger Baker at number 1. That's where I put Ginger Baker. Mike Portnoy, good. Bill Ward, yeah. Bill Bruford, there's a good drummer. And then after Bill Bruford, you got Dave Grohl. I don't know who Joey Jordison is. Charlie Bonanti, Nick McBrain. This I don't know. Chris Adler, no. Mitch Mitchell, all right. Terry Bozzio. Well, Terry Bozzio always is on a list like this. And do I agree with it? I don't know. I think it's tokenism. Gene Hoglan, Alex Van Halen gets on here. Yeah, Alex is pretty good. Maybe deserves a top 20. Vinnie Paul and Clive Burr. All right. The one drummer I would put on this list is Randy Castillo. Randy Castillo. Just go look up Randy Castillo. Just an amazing drummer. Died back in 2002. Just phenomenal drummer. And I'm sure, right, you have your favorite drummer. People over on Patreon, if you see this and you want to weigh in on it, maybe I'll upload the video directly to Patreon and you guys can weigh in on your favorite drummers. There are Carmine. Where's Carmine? Holy crap, Batman. I just thought of that. Carmine Apiece, the guy I interviewed the other day. Where is he? He's not on this list. Ginger Baker, though, at number 6, hanging at number 6. I love John Bonham, and I love Keith Moon, and I love Neil Peart, right? They all should be up there. In fact, some people would say Neil should be number 1. Neil, and maybe, Lars, I am surprised at Lars not being on here. But, and that's really not, a lot of this isn't really my cup of tea. I like guys like Kenny Aronoff. That's a drummer. Steve Smith, old Journey drummer, just a brilliant player, just very unique. There are all kinds of different styles, but they're talking again, best metal and hard rock drummers, according to Loudwire. So I don't know, folks. I mean, you may have your favorite drummer that's not on this list. It's really hard to do superlatives. It's hard to do best of, because there are so many now to choose from, and you can make your arguments based on technique, based on style, based on how hard they hit the drums. John Bonham hit the drums very hard, as did Keith Moon. Keith Moon was like a lead drummer, but there are other guys that they completely they don't even think about putting on this list. I don't know. I'm just trying to think out loud. Who's a drummer that is from a band that Phil Collins, but again, they're going to say that's not hard rock. Like Genesis, that's not hard rock. But Phil Collins, brilliant drummer back in the day when he could still play drums. And there are just countless others. The good drummers tend to be the ones that people, I think, forget about, like Randy Castillo. So, I mean, there are others, though. And again, I want to thank folks for just tuning in and watching this. Thanks for supporting the channel. And again, one more time, some good drums on this, by the way. If you like good drums, great keyboards. The keyboard work on this is phenomenal. The guitar work, a never-ending John's Dream. Coming Back to Paradise, courtesy of Pride and Joy Music. They have been my go-to record label this year. I'm finding so much good stuff over there, and so you should check out their other things that they have as well. Just amazing stuff. All right, folks. Again, thanks for supporting the channel. God bless everyone. Please pray for peace in the Middle East and around the world. Peace is better than war. Jesus is known as the Prince of Peace. I'm not sure what country that Jesus would bomb. So, if you follow Jesus Christ, you have to really look inside your heart. I don't care what country you think you're supposed to support in any of this, but I'm thinking Jesus would not approve of indiscriminate bombing. That's just a hunch. I could be wrong, but it's just a hunch. I'm pretty sure that based on what I've read in the good book, that he probably would not approve of that.